and posted in the group if you want to go back to it and review it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody while we do this. And then if you have any questions or anything as I'm going along, feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. All right, so welcome to Mindset Mastery session for Precision Lifestyle Group. These are really cool trainings. I'm excited to bring them to you guys. Normally, it's every Saturday at 2 p.m. and will be moving forward. This was just an exception just this time. All right, so let's get started here. Got a really good one for you guys today. It's about the mindset. It's a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So growth mindset versus fixed mindset, what do those mean? How do they apply to your journey? Which one do you have? We're going to go through all that today. So again, this is interactive. You guys have questions, bring them. I want you guys to play full out, take notes. Like this is deep, important stuff. Your results are going to depend on these things right here. So your mindset and beliefs are the foundation and your first level of awareness that'll allow you to get wherever you want and need to go. Your foundation, your beliefs, your willingness to accept that you are responsible for everything that happens. You're responsible for everything that happens to you in your life. And for this foundation, do we want to build it on a swamp and unsteady ground, on some sand, or on a just solid concrete foundation? The answer is obvious on that one. So if your mindset and beliefs aren't there and aren't on a solid foundation, you will be giving into fear. You will let things overwhelm you. You will take on a victim mentality of, oh man, I guess that's just the way it is. But no, that's not what we're here to do. When you do have those things in place, you'll overcome adversity and you'll overcome the fear that gets in your way. Because just stepping into the fear, that's a part of the journey. We got to step into it. We got to lean into it and do that over and over again. So in a fixed mindset, we believe that qualities are carved in stone. We believe that innate talent, innate ability is just something someone has. You have it or you don't. And then we label ourselves. I'm not good at technology. And then guess what? If I take on that label and I identify with that, then I reinforce that with my behaviors. Something technology comes up, oh yeah, I remind myself I'm not good at technology. So I don't even try. And then I continue to not be good at technology. And that's what a fixed mindset can do for you. I'm not a morning person. I'm not a fill in the blank. When you do that, that's what you get. So in the fixed mindset, we have the urgency to prove ourselves in areas we're already proficient in. We have a fear of failure. We have a fear of judgment. We have a fear of disappointing others. We have a fear of what other people are going to think. Versus a growth mindset, we believe and know that these talents can all be cultivated. They can all be developed. Skill sets that we are learning. So knowing that, we have the ability to grow and get better. So labeling in this example, every day I get a little bit better at technology. Whenever I got locked up, went to prison, there wasn't even QWERTY keypad on a phone. Never done any technology stuff. So when I got out, I didn't know anything about anything and believed and took on, I'm just not good at technology. But now, compared to where I was, I'm good at it. Now, if I compare myself to other people, sure, I'm not good at it. There's always, when you compare yourself to others, you will always find somebody that will make you to where you're not shit, right? That's why you need to compare you to you and judge your own progress. So every day I get a little bit better at technology, and compared to where I was, I'm freaking good at it now, and I'm cool with that. So in the growth mindset, we know that everything is a growth opportunity. We embrace failure because we know on the other side of those failures is going to be growth, it's going to be progress. That's how we level up. We overcome judgment because we know that judgment comes to the people that are making things happen. That the only people that don't have to worry about judgment are the people that aren't doing anything. And that's none of you in this group. You are all here because you have stepped through fear. You've not worried about judgment. And that's why you're here, to become more for yourself and for other people. So examples of a fixed mindset. When you're in a fixed mindset and you want something more for yourself, you don't do it because you're afraid that you might fail. You're worried about what other people are going to think. And it could rob you of your true life's mission because you're scared of what other people are going to think, when it might mean you stepping into your greatness is snuffed out because you're worried about what other people are think, when maybe what you're meant to do is something that's going to help a lot of people. So just think about that. In the growth mindset, you're going to go for it. You're going to go for it, and you know that you're going to fail, but that's okay, because you know that when you fail, it's just something that you're going to learn from. Every failure is just a learning opportunity. And then you're going to go again based off of what you did, and you're going to get a little bit better, and then you're going to fail again, and you're going to go again, and then you're going to level up. And then all of a sudden, you've got a new normal. You've got a new normal because you just stepped into your fear. You did it because you knew you were going to fail, but you were going to get better from each failure. So one mindset leads you to learning and growth. The other one leads you to never even trying because you're too scared. So geniuses who failed, for example, Albert Einstein was called dumb. Walt Disney was let go and said he lacked imagination. Thomas Edison couldn't learn in school. Charles Darwin failed at his first career. Steven Spielberg got rejected from USC Film School. Jay-Z started out selling CDs out of his car because he couldn't get a record deal. These are just a few examples here. So your starting point does not mean the end. If you focus on growth and that there's always a way, if you're committed, you will continue to make progress towards your goals. Focus on being better, not perfect. So just an example, like my story, I was a drug dealer. I was addicted to drugs. I went to prison for 7 years. If I just took on the label from that, like, oh man, convicted felon, be lucky if you get a minimum wage job. And that's just it, right? I could have taken that on. I could have took on that belief that people tried to label me with, but I made a decision the day I got sentenced in court, the day the judge gave me 20 years, that I'm going to do more than that. I'm not going to let this define me. I'm going to make a difference in my life and other people's lives. I'm going to make every day count. When I got out, I lived at my mom and stepdad's house. I begged the owner of the gym that I have now, hey, just let me shadow some trainers. Please, just give me a chance. And he did. And I kept moving forward. I knew one thing: success is not given. It's earned. You got to earn that shit. So I worked my ass off to prove people wrong and to prove to myself that I could do it. I failed. I got sued. Trainers quit, took members, and that's not even the half of it. But that was okay, because I knew, like, whenever those nights that I would lay there locked up in my cell, staring at a spot on the wall or the ceiling, just thinking, man, I can't wait until I can just get out there and have the opportunity to struggle, barely get by, live paycheck to paycheck. Let me get that. Getting sued and stuff like that was like, man, these are problems I would have dreamed about then. So to have that kind of contrast is a gift. So a simple switch in the way you view things can dramatically shift the direction of your life, for better or for much, much worse. So question to you: what do you do when you feel overwhelmed? When you feel overwhelmed, what do? Do you allow yourself to take on a victim mentality? When you get overwhelmed, you take it out on other people, feel sorry for yourself. We all do it. We've done it, right? Or take an example of just a simple reframe that I want to give to you guys. Anytime you're in a situation where you feel super overwhelmed, like you just can't take on any more, like, oh my God, could things get any worse? Fuck. When you're in one of those times, just know that when you feel like that, you're right on the other side of a massive breakthrough. And it's where growth is going to happen. So anytime you feel yourself in that place, remember that you're right on the other side of a massive freaking breakthrough. And that just can give you the extra 1%, 2% that you need to push through and to make it to the other side of it. Because it's in those shitty moments, those things are what give us the contrast and appreciation for when things do go right, for when we do win, right? So just remember that. So some people are born with innate ability. This is true. Some people are just inherently gifted in certain areas and they develop really quickly in those areas. However, we all have the ability to grow, get better, and develop new skill sets. And that's what you guys are doing right now. You're developing new skill sets, new higher levels of awareness that's going to allow you all to step into better versions of yourself. And that means that you get to switch from a have to a get to kind of mentality. When we're in a have to mentality, it's, oh man, I have to do this or that, versus a get to, like, no, you get to do these things. It's just a little perspective, a little word shift that can take you in another direction and really help you power through. So what lens are you looking through the world in? Are you looking through a fixed lens, like, things just the way they are, it's just how it is, or a growth lens, like I can make anything happen? You can do whatever if you're willing to put in the work. So do you view the world as a stage that you're judged on and worried about constantly what other people are going to think, and letting that keep you from doing the things that you really want to do, letting fear hold you back? Or are you looking at through the lens of growth, that life is like a playground, a place you can have fun, learn, grow, develop skills continually? So what are you giving meaning to that happens in your life as well? What label and belief are you putting on circumstances? Again, this goes into, are we saying these things are, we're playing the victim role with whatever happens? Are we being solution oriented? So I challenge you, seek out the gift contained in every challenge that life throws your way. Because in everything, like the worst situations that I guarantee any of you have ever been in, now, when you look back at it, you see how you grew from that. If that thing hadn't happened, you probably would not be the person that you are today, and you're a stronger person because of it. So just look for, in every challenge, the seed of the gift that's in this thing. What is this put here? What lesson was I meant to gain from this challenge put in my path? Because only you can decide what things mean and how you're going to respond to it in an empowering or disempowering way. So exercise time. Here we go. So I want you all, I'm going to go around to everybody in this. What's at least one or two things in this last year that you didn't do because of fear? One or two things in this last year that you did not do because of fear. And then one or two things that you feared, but you did it anyway. So just quickly run through your mind. We've all got things that we can pop in. Two things you didn't do, at least one, because of fear. Fear held you back. Maybe it was a difficult conversation you didn't have, and it took up a lot of space in your mind when you could have just addressed it, but you didn't because you were scared to. And then a thing or two that you feared, you did it anyway. You said, F it, and get a handle. You did it, and then once you did, you're like, man, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right. So let's go around, and I'm going to start with Chris. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Something you feared, didn't do. Something you feared, did it anyway.
Well, something that I really fear, like still to this day, is like talking to people on the phone. It's I always get nervous before I do it, or so sometimes I will not do it just because I'm afraid.
Awesome. Appreciate you sharing that, man. And then what's one thing this last year you feared, but you did it anyway?
I started going to the gym. It was pretty scary. New people, I get nervous around people, so it was pretty big.
That's awesome, dude. So freaking proud of you, man. Amazing. Amazing. All right, Susan. Go ahead and unmute yourself. One thing that you didn't do because of fear, and then one thing that you feared, but you did it anyway.
The thing that I didn't do, I actually, I can't think of anything. You know, being my age, you kind of, you've learned that you might as well step out there and do it because, you know, life's short. So do it. And it's probably a little bit easier for me too, because I'm semi-retired, but the thing that I was fearing and did it anyway is this year I've been very proud of doing Murph ever since I started at the gym. And I this year was worried about doing it because we weren't going to be able to row, because I always row and don't run. So this year, talking to Mike, figured out how I could run, but it wasn't a mile because I would have been out there forever, a shorter distance. But anyway, I did Murph, and I enjoyed it. It was an excellent workout.
That's awesome, Susan. We're super freaking proud of you. You notice the empowering language that you're using. You're like, well, when you're my age, you know you can do things. Not everybody knows that, Susan. So I want you to know that you have taken on a growth mindset for you to even use that kind of language when you're talking. That's awesome. Good on you. Mickey, let's hear it, man. One thing you didn't do out of fear, and thing you feared, but you did it anyway. Mickey, go ahead and unmute yourself. Just tap the button in the bottom left.
Yeah, it just keeps cutting out. Like I didn't hear a word she said earlier.
So what's one thing you didn't do this last year out of fear, and one thing you feared but you did anyway?
One thing I probably feared was expanding my business because I was afraid of failure and afraid wasn't going to work. That's probably been going on for a couple of years, if not longer.
All right, and then what's something that you feared but you did it anyway?
Probably the one thing that I started doing is I started playing the stock market. I was really scared of it, and now it's one thing I've started doing, and I'm succeeding really well. And I'm not a computer guy. I'm not numbers guy. I'm a mechanic and a painter. So that was pretty scary for me.
That's awesome, man. So I'm going to challenge you here, Mickey, to use some different language. Instead of I'm not a computers guy, I'm not a tech guy, you are. I challenge you to get a little bit better each day.
Oh, I've gotten better, that's for sure.
That's right. That's awesome, man. Love it. Diana, you right there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's hear it. Tell me one thing you feared, you didn't do it, and then one thing you did anyway, even though you were scared.
I think it's heights for me, more like roller coasters. That's what I'm afraid of. And
Okay.
I would never do that.
And then what's something that you feared and you did it anyway?
I don't know. I've never really let things scare me. I think eating high carbs, that always scared me. I always thought the more carbs you ate, the more you'll get fat, but then it doesn't work that way.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm still learning, and it's still scary when I see the carbs that I'm eating, but I'm just like trusting the process.
Lost 5 pounds.
I feel you. Down 5 pounds already. Super freaking proud of you. You're rocking it. Love
Thank
it.
you.
Yep. Derek, talk to me. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Derek, what was something that you didn't do this last year out of fear, and then something that you did do even though you were scared.
Pretty much like Mickey, I've been kind of conservative for the past 5 years. I had a couple business partners. I usually don't have partners in business, but kind of brought them along. They kind of went up in the cloud and never came back down. So bad partnerships. So made me be more conservative on the way that I'm usually not too conservative on business. And then secondly, what did I do this year differently that I was scared? Probably residential. I've always been in commercial shopping centers, but I veered off and took over a 5 residential property job task with NDP.
That's awesome, Derek. You're doing badass, man.
Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, Michael.
Well, when I guess for fear that I didn't do, I'm not too sure. I've been trying to think on it here. I've had a little time to think, and I mean, in the last year, I've pretty much done everything for the most part I wanted to do. But when it comes to, I guess if I had to label it as fear of something, was here I had to step back and I was trying to do something about, because I moved back into a car, living from a car instead of in an apartment or a house, so I could reach my financial goals faster. So if that had to be something out of fear, I guess I was worried about that, stepping backwards so I could go forward to where I want to get.
What's one thing that you feared and you did it anyway?
Probably moving into the car. Moving into the car was the fear thing that I didn't want to do, but I did it anyways.
Proud of you, dude. You're an action taker. All right. Adam, go ahead and unmute yourself. Something you didn't do out of fear.
Something I didn't do.
Yeah.
Well, early last year, I was asked a couple times to speak at an AA meeting, and I turned those down because I've always just had a kind of a fear of speaking in front of large crowds.
All right. And then what's something that you feared this last year, but you did it anyway?
Well, we lost a lot of money last year on customer service with my business, and just things weren't really in correct order. So I was losing a lot of money and had to make a decision on advertising, and I decided to push forward and spend more money on advertising, and it helped out. So we've gained a lot of ground this year and we're doing a lot better. But I was scared that it wouldn't work out.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Proud of you, man. Freaking down like 10 pounds already.
Yeah. That's awesome.
dude.
This morning when I saw that, I was like, dang, 10 pounds.
Heck yeah. It's badass, man. We're just getting started too.
Yeah.
Proud of you, man.
Thanks.
Yep. Brittany, what's up? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Something you did.
Okay, sorry, I'm in the car with my family, so sorry if it's a little loud.
All right.
So one thing that I didn't do out of fear last year, I had the opportunity to go skydiving with some friends, but I chickened out at the last moment, so I was just at the bottom, cheering them on. I'm along the lines with, is it Diane? Heights, roller coasters, not my thing at all. But I would like to experience that one day, but right now I'm just too afraid.
All right. What's one thing you feared, but you did it anyway?
One thing I feared last year, I was in the medical field for about 5 years, and I wanted to, pursue an advancement in my career. So last year I decided to go forward and get into the nursing program at OU, but I was really fearful because I didn't think I would have, could I afford the move? Could I afford, actually paying for, the schooling? But I was scared crapless. I got the kids in the car, so I can't curse. But I was really scared, but I just took that next step because I knew this would help me out with my future goals.
That's awesome. Super freaking proud of you. All right, let's see if we have anyone else I didn't get to. Thought I saw Shannon on there. Doesn't look like she's on there now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to some Q&A. If you guys anybody have any questions, I'm here to support you guys however. So any questions anybody has, go ahead and just unmute yourself and ask away.
We're gonna go grocery shopping here soon. Are you changing my grocery list, or is that what I'm gonna do for next week?
We have to look to see whether or not after today we have to look to see.
I kind of like my bot. Well, I'm not. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm right, but I kind of like. I would like to do another week at 2,500 calories just and see if that's working.
I actually, yeah, Mickey, I'm actually leaning towards doing that because right now you're at 2,500 calories and you're like your weight's dropping.
Yeah,
I'm struggling to get 2,500.
Your calories are high.
So Mickey, with you, my thought, because you have two goals, you want to put on muscle and you want to get lean, is to get you lean first and then add the muscle.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So it won't be so much different. It's going to be probably around the same range because I really like what your body's doing with 2,500. I need to look at your pictures to make sure what's going on. But it seems like your weight's trending down, even though your calories are way higher than I would normally start other people. So
I never do 25. I was gaining weight with like 2,200 calories before.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's pretty
just
crazy. You dropped like 5 pounds, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So most likely I'm going to keep it the same, but like the survey that you sent in, it'll probably be a little bit different based off of your answers, making sure that you don't have the things that you don't like in there.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
I'll send it to you tomorrow morning tops.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get it tomorrow morning tops. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Anybody else? Any other questions? Bring them.
Yeah, I have a question. So I'll be starting on tomorrow on the Eat This Much app with the meal plans that y'all have for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of shallots, so is there something that I can substitute that with? Or say if there's a meal on there that the food item I don't like, do I need to message y'all? Or?
Yeah, basically, Brittany, did you get the survey? I don't know if I got yours. I sent it out last week on your food preferences. You need to make sure it's tomorrow so I can make your meal plan and exclude all the things you don't like.
Okay.
Okay, so if you don't see the thing you don't like on the list, then write it in. There's a little spot that says other. Go ahead and put it in there so I'll make sure that I exclude that. If you don't like shallots, make sure you write that so I don't put it in your meal. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Cool.
Do you need me to send that again to you? You need it again? I'll just send
trying
it.
to think. So I looked at the menu and that was really the only thing that I didn't like, but everything else was great.
Okay, I'm gonna send the survey again to make sure you get the survey done, okay?
Cool. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else have any questions? Adam, you got any questions? Derek, you got any questions, man? Chris, you got any questions?
Yeah.
What's
I
up?
was asking about the meal plan you sent me.
Uh-huh.
Do I have to go by that or?
So with you, Chris, you're advanced now. So I've got you at, I believe, 160 or 165 grams of protein and a 2,000 calorie target.
Right.
So basically, as long as you're hitting that protein requirement, your other calories can be made up of however you want as far as carbs and fats. So this is you get to have a little bit more freedom now. You've earned it. So does that make sense?
So the thing here is if you guys, if the meal plan isn't for you necessarily to be exact and you're if you're not exact with it, then you fail. don't look at it like that. It's more like people need variety and ideas. So that's why we started making meal plans for you guys. So that way you're not like eating the same thing every single day and hating it and not knowing what else will fit. And if you feel like you divert, I know Susan told me this before. She's like, I've been eating the same thing. If I divert, then I feel like I'm going to gain weight. You know what I mean? So to make it sustainable, you have to figure out different things, the different methods of eating. But if you like what you're doing right now, then don't really change. Just use it for inspiration if you need to. Does that make sense? It just gives you idea and variety for people who crave that.
That's where she and I are different, because I can eat the same thing every day. I have for like a year, and it doesn't bother me. I like it. I look forward to it.
Yeah, he's been eating the same thing. He's been eating the same thing for the last year, every single day to the gram. If I had to do that, then I'd probably like have to gouge my eyes out. Like I change my meal plan every week because I like that better. You know, I can't eat the same thing every day. So that's up to you guys, right? It's up to you guys.
Is that how
what my plan is, maybe this worked for you other guys, is since I got my first week, we printed it out. I'm going to put it in a 3-ring binder, like of the meals, the directions, and the grocery list. We're going to do that every week. And then like I got like 4 meals that I really like that one that Dinah sent you, that chicken, vegetable, stir fry. I could probably eat that like every night if I had to.
Yeah.
So my plan is like I'm going to pick 4 meals out of every week. And then maybe in a couple of months, I'm going to send you all those meals and then see if maybe we can put that into a week of meals, maybe. You know what I mean? Have like a really good week of good meals. Maybe you can cut the chicken. You know, you can figure it out to keep. But that really works. Diana, she can just eat pancakes all day, kind of like Rob. That's all she wants.
But that's kind of like what Mickey was saying, because Mickey's super busy. He's working all the time. So I just said, like, if you can't follow it exactly, like you could choose a day out of that week and you can make every day look like that week. And then, you know, there was one day where Mickey's like, okay, I don't want to eat toast and jam. I'd rather eat now and later.
It's now and later.
So you could do swaps like that. The number one thing to take into consideration is calories is king, no matter what. Okay, calories is king. Granted, you might eat some foods that will make you retain water, but if you are managing your calories and then all of a sudden you have a crazy uptake of, weight, it's not fat that you're building if you're managing your calories. It could be you're retaining water. So one example like that happens to Susan a lot. She always manages her calories, but sometimes when she has a higher carb day, her weight will like jump up. Like Susan, it's not fat loss, it's because there's this crazy intake of carbs that your body's not accustomed to, which isn't bad. It's just that understand that if you have like macros that are a little bit off, then it will retain water.
Yeah, just know that your body weight can fluctuate just off of water weight by 7%. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that can be like 15 pounds, 12, 15 pounds. So just know that your intake of certain foods can cause your body to retain water. A lot of different things can cause your body to retain water. That's why it's so important that you guys are learning the skill of knowing your numbers, because when you know your numbers and you got them dialed in, you'll know, like if one day you weigh in and you're 5 pounds heavier, you know with certainty right out the gate, that's not fat. You already know it. It'll give you a huge sense of relief because you know what your numbers are. And you'll know if, on the other hand, if you ate 3 large pizzas and you took in 12,000 calories and then you're up 5 pounds, you can be like, yep, that's real. I earned it. The numbers match. So
I have a question. Go ahead.
How is it I go to bed at 165 and wake up 160? How is that? Explain that.
The same way I went to bed 2:35 last night and woke up 2:25 this morning. So you sweat, you pee.
Dehydration, you breathe. Whenever you, when you're sleeping, you lose a lot of water through your nose and your mouth. That's why when you wake up, you have dry mouth.
Yep. Through perspiration, through pee, sweat. I mean, we lose water a lot of different ways. So yeah, my weight, just like I said, for example, fluctuates daily by 15 pounds at the end of the night versus what I weigh in the morning after going to the bathroom, drinking water, stuff like that. So yeah, that's why just know that we weigh a lot so we can get averages and then see, especially when we've had consistency, if we add something different in and our weight fluctuates, that we either are down in weight for some reason or our weight fluctuates up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. Somebody else had something. Chris, do you have a question?
This is Susan. I have a question.
Susan. too.
Some of these recipes, it says 2 servings and then says the calories over to the side. Does that mean I'm supposed to divide this in half and eat it like a different time, or the 2 servings is I'm getting 2 servings?
I have to look at what you're talking about on your meal plan. I don't remember.
Okay, like the pizza roll-up, it says 2 servings, 527 calories, and the directions, ingredients for 2 servings, 2 tortillas, and
So each serving is 500 calories,
Yeah.
right? So most likely it's asking you to do only 1 serving because your calories are around 1330. So that would make sense. And you're doing like a lunch, a dinner, and a snack.
So if I ate this whole thing, then I just ate 1,000 calories for pizza rolls.
Then you would have about 300 for your snack.
Did you already eat it? Is it already too late?
No. I haven't done it, but I was looking at it because it looked pretty good. And it's like,
No, I think that's wrong. I think she's misunderstanding. There's no way, because if that's the case, I'm eating like 4,000 calories a day. There's no way. So
Let me look at her recipe before I look at it because I can't remember what I put.
but a lot of mine say 2 servings. And then like this angelic pasta says 2 servings, 455 calories. But then below it for dinner also, I get 2 easy hard-boiled eggs. And it says 2 servings, and it says 143 calories. Well, I know that hard-boiled eggs are usually 70 calories. So.
And it's probably the whole thing. We'll look at it. We'll
it has to be the whole thing, because I've done the same thing where it's 2 servings. Like, for example, the egg isn't 150 calories. It's only, you did it right. You were supposed to eat 2 servings. You did it right.
Okay. Yeah.
What day is it? What day was that?
The day that I'm looking at is Monday, tomorrow, the 22nd.
Equals.
I thought she was saying.
No.
All right. I'm going to do this, guys. I want to cap this out, this mindset mastery with some affirmations, and then I'm going to keep it open for some questions, but I want you guys to all get them in with me. So I want everybody to go ahead and unmute yourself. We're going to roll through this real quick, and then I'll stay on to answer any other questions. Go ahead and stop, break. Take yourself off mute, and let's go through these, because I want you to have a solid freaking Sunday and start your week off right.
Wait, Susan, I'm gonna look at your meal plan right now, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Stay on after this. All right. So we're gonna go through this together. I'm gonna say, and I want you guys to bring some freaking energy with these. Bring some energy with them. So I'm lovable. I'm valuable. I'm enough.
I'm lovable. I'm valuable. I'm enough.
I'm a winner. I look like a winner. I succeed like a winner.
I am a winner. I look
I
like a winner.
look like a
I
winner.
succeed
I've
like a
succeeded like a winner.
I'm sharp. I'm enthusiastic. I'm an expert.
I'm sharp.
I'm enthusiastic. I'm an
and I'm an expert.
I'm the best. I'm the best in my company.
I'm the best.
I'm the best in my company.
I'm the best in my country. I'm the best in my industry.
I'm the best in my country. I'm the best in my industry.
I'm the best in the world. I'm the best.
I'm the best in the world. I'm the best.
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 Say that every day, guys. Might seem silly. It'll change your life. Anytime you're having a shitty day, I promise you, you say that out loud 3 times, you'll be in a different headspace. What you focus on is what you feel and what you'll have more of in your life. So you guys are freaking crushing it. I'm proud of every one of you guys. I'm going to stay on here, answer any more questions. If you need to go, feel free to hop off, but I'm going to stay on here for a little bit to answer any questions that you guys have. Cool. If you're hopping off, I'll see you Wednesday for a nutrition Q&A. It's going to be a really good one. Got a really good teaching, and be ready to answer you guys' questions there as well.
Cool.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
See ya. Anyone has any questions, let me know, or have an amazing weekend.
Did Trammy want me to stay on?
I'm looking at it right now. You have to. It's asking you to eat the pizza roll-ups. It wants you to eat 2 servings.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 servings. It says eat 2 servings. The recipe is for 1 serving, but the meal plan is eat 2 servings of that. That's what it means.
Really? It's only,
Well, okay, take
Some-
into consideration, you have to make sure that whenever you make these recipes, each of the calories of each of the things that you buy might be a little bit different based on the brand. So these are kind of like ideas, but like, for example, if you buy Lucina or if you buy Rouse dressing or tomato sauce, then the calories are different. You see what I'm saying? So basically what's saying is like use this, but then make sure it averages up to about 527 calories.
Yeah, because
So-
the Rouse, a half a cup is 25 calories, or so Lucina, a half a cup's 25 calories, whereas Rouse is like 90 calories.
You see what I'm saying? So like it's an estimation of like, okay, so if you were to get a generic brand of these things,
You still
want
just
it to be-
enter it in MyFitnessPal so you can see
Yeah.
what the numbers pop up as.
does that make sense, Susan?
yeah, I'll try it. We'll see.
So like if you choose some tortillas, get some lower calorie ones and then make 4 of them. And then, but you have to log every one because every single type of food is going to be slightly different
Okay.
based off of the calories. So approximately you want to have 525 calories allotted for that meal. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
if you use the
Okay.
keto tortillas, it's going to be a little bit higher in calories. If you use like the low calorie extreme tortillas, that's only 90 calories. You see what I'm saying? So then it might be a little bit varied based off what you eat. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let me know if you have any more questions on that. But it does look like a really good meal. If you try it, post a picture and post on Facebook and tag us.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Awesome,
Any more
Susan.
questions?
Okay.
I'm excited for you, Susan. Lightest weigh-in yet this week.
Yep. Okie dokie.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
What about you, Chris?
I wanted to ask you about my my workouts. How often I should be going, or
So I would get 3 to 5 sessions per week. The main thing, and I mean, how's your hip and shoulder been feeling?
it still hurts. But I think I did a little too much last week, like you advised against. And
I know it's way easier for me to give the advice than to take it.
yeah, I mean, I tried to take it easy, but I just want to keep going. I don't want to.
Yeah. So here's the challenging part. In an environment like I love CrossFit, love it. I love the environment and everything. But when it comes to whenever you have some type of injury and your body is like, that's a warning sign. Your body's like, hey, chill a little bit. Right. So this is where you have to take on the mindset of, okay, I'm going to be very deliberate in this workout. I'm not going to do it RX because I'm working around some potential injuries here. So I want to still move forward and I want to avoid anything that causes sharp pain. So any movement that causes sharp pain, you want to automatically think about what can I substitute for this? Like just to give you an example, like right now I am dealing with a minor like umbilical hernia that I'll probably have to have operated on. And I don't want to, but because of that, I have to take it easy on certain movements. I need to wear a belt on certain movements that I normally wouldn't, because right now I'm dealing with that. So when you're doing like the main movements that you're going to do a lot, you're going to be squatting, you're going to be deadlifting. Do either of those movements hurt?
Yeah, I think I went too heavy on the deadlifting, and that kind of aggravated it even more. But
Yeah.
it's if I go kind of light on everything, then it's better, I think.
Yeah, one of the things, like, do they normally do like a strength and then a workout, or do they just
Yes.
do a strength and then a workout?
They do a strength almost every time.
So what you could do, like in a situation, like if deadlift comes up as a strength and you know your back's hurting and you know if you get into that game that you potentially hurt it worse, you could work on, say, like dumbbell single leg deadlift.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way you've got to work on balance. You've got to work on unilateral strength. You won't be able to go that heavy because your balance won't allow you to. You'll still be developing the muscle, and you'll be taking it easy on your back and letting it heal. Because if we keep doing something, when there's sharp pain, if we keep doing it anyway, it will lead to injury and it will sideline you. And that's something that we want to avoid because we've made too much progress. If it does happen, then we'll deal with it. We'll learn from it. It's not going to keep you from making progress. It'll just force you to make progress differently because it's not going to be, it can't always be about every day's a PR because it won't be. Every day will not be a PR. And if we keep on that path, you will get injured. So you have to know, like, look at the big picture here. Think about where do I want to be in a year? And think about like, okay, I'm training, I'm developing skill sets, I'm getting better. I don't have to go heavier every time. This time, I'm just going to work on technique because my body's feeling a little iffy. Today, I'm not going RX because my body's feeling a little iffy. So, and just be okay with that up front, even though it's a competitive environment. So it's easy to like, I'm feeling all right. I'll just go ahead and push through.
Yeah, I understand.
Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know if I should go to the doctor though, because it's like when I sneeze, it hurts over there. So it's kind of, I don't know, the nerve
Does that hurt?
damage.
Does it hurt when you go up or?
It doesn't. It mainly hurts when I walk or whenever I sneeze. It just hurts all down the side there. It's kind of
You ever
weird.
been to like chiropractor or anything?
No.
You might check it out and see if there's one in your area that people trust and stuff like that. Just get it checked out. And are you taking fish oil right now?
I'm not.
I would get you a fish oil. Like just go to, they have HEB there, right?
They do.
Yeah, just go to HEB, grab you some Now brand. They should have Now. It's a pretty good brand, fish oil. And then just take like 4 times the recommended dose for the next 2 weeks straight. And then after that, just take regular dose of it. Fish oil's pretty cheap, probably like $15, big bottle of it. Just take it. It helps reduce inflammation throughout your body. And then you have to make the deal with yourself beforehand when you go in to know, like, my body is in warning stages. You can still go to workouts, but if you do something that causes sharp pain, sub out something else instead that doesn't. And know that this isn't the end all be all. This is just what we need to do right now until you get yourself back feeling good again.
Right. Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't know. I don't guess so. I've just been in kind of a stagnation the last week or so, you know.
Yeah. So, man, when it comes to training, like, I mean, you're an analogy that I've heard is like when training is like moving a big pile of dirt from one area to another. Some days you can just get after it with a shovel and you're just really making some progress. And other days it's just like a spoon and we're just doing a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So it's all still progress, but there are going to be some days where you don't feel like much is happening, especially like at first when we're looking at like a bell curve, for example. At first, we don't have any experience. We haven't done anything like that. So there's all this room for development. So the first stage of that is a ton of development. But then we start getting closer to our potential, and then we have to work a lot longer, and the developments we get come in smaller doses. So it's now we've started to learn the skill set. Now we got to refine it, dial it in, and know, just like the speed bag thing too. You know what I tell you, the speed bag analogy?
No.
You ever seen somebody work one of those speed bags?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to do it?
No.
Okay, so if you try to do it, like you see some dude that's just, and you come up and you try to do it, and then it's like all over the place. You're like, man, what the hell? So when that person learned how to do it, they didn't just start like that. They got the rhythm down. They did it slowly. And then over time, by doing the rhythm properly, just by getting the reps in, it speeded everything up. So it's the same thing right now. Like we got to slow it down. We got to slow it down, break the movements down. Am I doing this right? And don't move ahead. Like, unless I'm doing this like perfectly, I cannot advance into any more weight. So by doing that, you're going to take weights and you're going to make them more challenging for yourself because you're going to do them under more control. It's just like a push-up, for example. If I just wanted to go 10 push-ups, point A to B, I could do them really fast, versus if I want to do a push-up and I want to think about, okay, what muscles are working when I'm doing a push-up? At the top of the push-up, my chest muscles are contracting. And I want to make sure I'm concentrating and contracting my chest with every rep. I could make 10 push-ups really freaking hard that way. So one way I'm not paying attention to what's going on. I'm just A to B going through the movement. The other way I'm paying attention. I'm thinking about what muscles are work. Am I contracting those muscles? So it's just, there's so much that you can do.
You do them slowly, right?
Yeah, so just not necessarily slowly, but with control. The full range of motion is what matters. Like it's, sometimes you'll see it, like you'll see people like they say like, what is a good rep and what's not a good rep, right? And then you see people that aren't going through full range of motion just so they can get a higher score.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't benefit anybody. You're not going to get better growth and development out of that. You know, you're just robbing yourself. So better to slow it down, get the most out of the movement, even if that means your score is slower or you have to scale it. Overall, you're going to win because you're going to be safer. You're going to actually develop your body more. You're going to get more development from it. So those are all things that you just have to know. It's kind of like the fixed mindset versus growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, we're worried about what other people are going to think, what everybody else is doing, versus in a growth mindset, I know, like at first I'm doing this, it's new, I'm going to suck at it. And so not worry about, you know, like, yeah, I'm going to suck. So what? Like after I keep going through it, I'm going to suck less. And then finally I'm going to suck so little that I'm actually good at it.
Yeah, I just see all the guys in there lifting more weight than me, and then I'm doing a little bit, but I know that's what I need to do.
Yeah, so it's way better. Just don't even, when we compare ourselves to others, we'll always lose.
Right.
Because there's always going to be somebody better. It's always somebody bigger, stronger, better looking, all those things. So we just have to look at where are we at compared to where we were. And as long as we look at that progress and am I showing up today? Am I getting 1% better? That's all that matters, man.
I am.
That's what's up. Yeah, and I'm here to tell you, man, like you've made so much progress. And, you know, this is just the beginning for you. You know, no matter what happens, I want you to always have coaching, man. Always have it. Because that is what will fast track your results and your progress always. I've got like 4 coaches right now. I will always have coaches. Always. Because that's how you level up faster. Cool?
Yeah, cool.
Awesome, dude. You feel good? You feel supported?
Yes.
All right, man. Have an amazing Sunday, and let's crush this week.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Luis, I see you just popped on.
Yeah.
You can
Hey, but sorry about that, man. Lost track of time. I was over at my girlfriend's dad's place, and I saw you message. I was like, oh crap.
No worries. So this is got this recorded, and it is going in the portal, so you can check it out. It's a good one.
Cool. Sounds good, man.
Cool.
Awesome, bud.
All right, dude. You at your lightest weigh-in, down 20 pounds.
Yeah, like today. Well, I weighed in after I ran, but first time running, and it felt good. But I think I got down to 231 today.
Heck yeah, dude.
So
freaking awesome.
it probably dropped some water there, I gotta say, but it was after I ran. But it was pretty cool to see that number.
That's awesome, dude. Crushing it.
Cool,
Cool. You're
man.
gonna be on Wednesday?
Yeah,
Nutrition
Wednesday
Club?
will be on there. Cool.
All right, dude. Crush the rest of your day. Check out the recording. I'm gonna post it in the group right now.
Okay, sounds good, bud.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Ben.
Yep.